Welcome back to the Rocket League OCE Championship League Play number 5. I am Asterix, joined by Courier and Yummy Cheeseman, who have swapped locations once again.
Teleported.
But into this series, this is what matters most. Because this is an old rivalry. The Chiefs taking on Darksided once again, Courier.
Yeah, and Chiefs, they're trying to go for that perfect one. They won. Well, perfect one is two. They want to be the NRG of OCE.
While they're on the campaign to becoming undefeated, on the opposite side, Darksided can still take second place with a 3-0.
And that is now on the table because Legacy just got defeated 3-1.
It was a huge dominant performance by the Darksided team, and considering they're coming in with that warm-up, with that momentum, they have a chance against Chiefs.
Yeah, they're coming in hot. And there is a level of similarity between the Legacy playstyle and Chiefs. Both Cyrix and Jake are players that do lots of demos. They're reactive. They come forward and take the shots then. And they both have powerhouse shooters when you got Drippe and Torsos versus Delusion and Siki.
Speaking of demos, you saw in the last series, though they had a ton of demos. That's how they shut down Legacy. I think they'll do that the same against the Chiefs. It's how you often beat a more structured opponent. But even then, Chiefs have Jake, who has the most demos for anyone across the entire league.
Yeah, and then his teammates don't even need to demo because he's the one that does all of it.
They're the bottom two. You see Jake firing in like a missile.
But the issue right now is not how do you beat the Chiefs, it's if you can beat the Chiefs, because the Chiefs are 6-0 and they've looked miles ahead of every other team in the OCE Championship.
They're looking internationally, right?
They're definitely looking internationally. They're looking to be undefeated. I think they want to make a full undefeated run even through the finals. And Jake as well, he's got the chance to be the clutch playmaker of the season, earn that extra $500 US.
Longest standing roster. Jake is, I'm pretty sure last time was it Torsos who got the international award as well?
Torsos was MVP. Drippe was MVP the time before that. Jake, I don't know.
It's now his year, but we've got to look a little bit more locally first to end out league play. Courier, let's get your prediction to start things off. Chiefs versus Darksided, and how confident are you?
I'm pretty confident. I chatted to Torsos last night. He gave me some choice quotes that are not air appropriate, and I think they're going to be fine. Chiefs.
See, I don't think there's any speculation to be had at all about this series. It is Chiefs all the way.
I would sit on Darksided if I saw a 3-0 maybe against Legacy. 3-1 wasn't convincing enough for me, and of course the way the Chiefs are playing is just enough to really stun anyone. The Chiefs have been dominant. Darksided in the past have had their dominance.
They've shown chinks in their armor in that first week, which was their week there. They were like, okay, let's start playing.
Yeah. Oh, God. Rage quit, come back, beat everyone.
But the Chiefs never let up. It was 2 games dropped against Love Decks, but they managed to hold out, and they still took a series win. 6-0. What was it? Only dropping 3 games in total.
Yeah, only dropping 3 games. If Darksided want to make it, they have to double the number of losses Chiefs have.
That's a pretty satisfying way to do it, though. If you are going to do it, you got to do it properly. Just got to double their loss percentage.
But for the Chiefs, what's on the line here is the 7-0. They've already guaranteed first aid. In fact, all placements are pretty much guaranteed. Unless Darksided can get the 3-0 here, then they'll take second. So that is a big ask and something that the Chiefs will be saying, look, you got to get the first game.
This is the rematch of rematches, the upper bracket qualifier in last year's final, where Chiefs took it over Darksided in order to make it, but it's also been the final in the previous seasons. It's always this matchup.
Speaking of demolitions, that's just a bump, but that's maybe the good things to come from the Chiefs. The first shot, Torsos. There was a lot of speed on that ball, and Chiefs already pushed up and managed to get Darksided uncontrollably in their side of the field. Chiefs looking strong in game number 1. This is a bit of a grudge matchup, and Express has been here many times before. The setup blocked by Shady.
The worst part is, if they try and go for that same boost stealing against the Chiefs, it's not going to work as well because Chiefs are much better at playing with low boost.
With that, the Chiefs now able to push up. Torsos sent away again. Drippe off the side. Comes up the only series that the Chiefs have to play today. It's against Darksided, left the best till last, it seems. Only 1 minute's passed, but the Chiefs getting a couple of demolitions. I think that was Jake on the other side of the field, or I misinterpreted. Drippe from the wall again, getting cleared out to Jake. Jake, Torsos is here. But again, that game 1. It's a very big difference in the series. Very different feel. Jake, the pass over, good center. This time Drippe won't actually go for it. It was cleared all the way across.
Just playing quite patiently, maneuvering around the pitch and making sure that they don't overcommit at any time.
Dumbo drops down, and Express will be coming around for this ball right now. 3 minutes 30. From the side, the Chiefs will continue to erupt on this attack, blocked away by Shady, but this one will be in front of net, passing through. Shading Express now, their chance to get the first goal. Darksided come close. The last one from Dumbo to shoot.
They've broken the dam and opened the floodgates if they got the first goal as Express just manages to beat out Torsos in that 50-50 and open it for Dumbo.
Darksided getting the first goal as a measure of things to come. And for the Chiefs, a lot of pressure. It could mean they take their first loss in league play. However, it is only game one. Let's see what comes of it. Chiefs now have a net if they want to choose to shoot on it. Express there in front. Darksided on the defensive still. Chiefs bring themselves back in. 3 minutes remaining. Trippe hanging back. Jacob being aggressive as always. Express will get the clear out, but for Darksided, this will be a great end to the story. The beat Legacy, and now they want to take it to Chiefs. Dumbo finds a finisher.
He's just in the right place at the right time every single time as he's intercepted this pass out from Torsos a bit too high and found the perfect spot in there.
But a huge lead for Darksided, and that's the beautiful thing about our league play. Darksided play a successful series against Legacy. Now going into the Titans of Chiefs, they look a little bit stronger.
And there's so much more on the line for Darksided. They're playing to get into second place and straight to finals when you compare that to Chiefs, who are just trying to go undefeated.
They want to be up there with the likes of NRG.
I got to be honest as well, when you speak to the Chiefs guys, the team that they never want to lose to is Darksided. They always want to make them lose.
It's always been the case. That's an open net, but Express was back. It's okay for now. Torsos has run out of boost, and Darksided will be able to play with time here, but the center over to Drippe. Good setup. Will hit that top corner. Now for Torsos. He beats out 2, but not the 3rd. Drippe in the pinch. Not sure if intentional, but Chiefs will get back on the board.
Just smashed it together straight at 133 kilometers per hour. And that is a combination. Jake and Drippe, not normally known for that, but they both went at the same time.
That's a style goal if I've ever seen it. 2 minutes 11, Chiefs back on the board, and immediately Darksided. They'll start feeling that pressure. The pressure that everyone has felt against the Chiefs. That backboard, it's not pressured. In fact,
Ooh.
that should have been. Much faster pace shot, 2 minutes left remaining. Darksided coming close again.
Drippe turning that around on the Darksided team who's going for that demo, and Jake is going to have to be the last man back to defend against a 3-man attack.
Darksided center the ball. They find the opening again.
It's hard to defend in that situation. It was Jake against the world on 0 boost, and it was Shady passing that across towards the open net, and Torsos couldn't get back in time.
And they've got the gap once again. Darksided, 1:45 remaining in game 1. The Chiefs have only dropped 3 games, 2 to Lovedex, 1 to Legacy. And Darksided want to take the 4th.
They're holding on so well, getting this forward and just finding openings in the Chiefs defense. And that's so difficult to do. They don't normally make mistakes, but again, just over the top.
Darksided going above and beyond expectations in game 1, and Shady got a pass 2, didn't need anyone else's help, and was able to read the angle correctly.
Really good 50-50, just dunking that over the top. And Darksided are doing something that no one else has done to the Chiefs so far.
In game number 1, looking controlled, looking comfortable. Jake off the wall, will take it himself. That backboard is his, but there's no follow-up just yet. 1 minute 30, and count any other team out in game 1, but for the Chiefs, it's always different. The pinch over to the side, Dumbo will react, but Jake goes way past it. Drippe will bring it back up for the Chiefs. This ball should center, but it's too far out. Torsos brings it back in, and time could have just run out with a good pass mid-air. Chiefs unable to react so far. Dumbo goes past the ball, but it's still defended out by Chiefs.
Very clever shot from Drippe. It's why he gets so many goals. The #1 goal scorer so far across the season, because he goes underneath Dumbo when he pre-jumps.
Still around the side, 50 seconds. But for the Chiefs, time has definitely run out. Tosses over the top of Jake. Game 1 for Darksided is such a successful measure. Drippe getting demoed in the middle of net. Darksided have come out of the barrel with a bang. This could be the start of things to come.
We're seeing the Chiefs get quite confused on top of each other on the regular basis. There's a lot of trust happening as well, and when the miss comes out, Chief are all looking to get forward, and the ball ends up going behind all 3 of them.
So how do Chiefs recover from this? Because they're not a team that we've kind of seen and been like, wow.
That is the way that
No,
Chiefs.
we are like, wow.
That is the way that Chiefs win with the infield passes. considering Darksided have been so good at that backboard defense all series, that is the change-up they need. Those infields, some dribble plays mixed in, and that's how you're going to get past the Darksided defense.
Well, Chiefs have managed to get a couple of goals on the board, and maybe that's an indicator of things to come. 3-0 has to be the score for Darksided. They will get the first game, and they get ever so close, and to take a game off the Chiefs, that is a good feat, but to get a couple off or to take a series win, that has not been done in our OCE Championship Season 5 league.
They have to go undefeated the entire time. It's obviously the 4th game loss for Chiefs so far, and it's off a great performance by all 3 members of Darksided.
They had this great performance against Legacy. They showed the consistency, I guess was the word that I wanted to use.
Well, I think the consistency's not there because this is when they're playing great on this day. But in the past, we saw them lose to Retirement Home, which was a really inconsistent performance.
So you've lost against Retirement Home, but you've managed to take the first game off of Chiefs.
Yeah.
Somehow makes sense. You even beat out Legacy. Darksided have come to League Play 5 ready to win. But not only that, I think Darksided have really knuckled down and used their hardworking mentality to just go above and beyond.
That's where they go that extra step, because if their structure works out, all they need to do is constantly play really tightly. All 3 of them make sure they're hitting the ball well. And I think we're seeing on the other side, Chiefs just making small mistakes that are cavalcating into much bigger problems for the team.
And if you're scrimming against the Chiefs, or normally enemies, they don't like scrimming against each other because you start understanding a team so much better when you scrim against them. And a team like Legacy, we know they've been working hard, they've been scrimming.
The way that Darksided scrim is not the same way as anyone else. So they're actually pretty happy to scrim everyone because they're always trialing new things while they're scrimming.
Well, that's fair. Seems results might be paying off. Game 2. See if that consistency spreads out to the Chiefs. Shady going for the intercept, and immediately the Chiefs, we wanted to see those infield passes. Well, maybe we can. Getting the demolition onto Shady. Enables Express to come through. Drippe there as well. Jake off the left wing. A light touch, but Jake plays it slow. Eventually loses the ball. So it's up to Drippe again. This is where Chiefs need to get those passes. And for Shady, Express, they hang on the wall. Jake will be on this backboard, waiting patiently. Dumbo pinches it back in. Express was waiting in the middle. Also bringing it back in as well. That's a drop if I've ever seen one. Chiefs 2 members in defense, now finally branching out. We want to see them comfortable and hopefully not tripping over each other like in game number 1. 1 minutes left. Game 2 is about the Chiefs maintaining control. Drippe brings it to a standstill. Dumbo gets helped out, but Darksided have committed 2 members to this ball. Means Jake can come in. Blocked well by Shady. Torsos comes around the ball as well, and the counterattack imminent from Darksided. They bring it back down.
This has been counterattack after counterattack. Both teams taking some turns, and a difference to what they normally do with Darksided looking for those pressure.
But the 1-2-3 from the Chiefs actually blocked away. Torsos going up high. He now rotates back. Darksided are bringing the ball forward. All 3 members are initiating this attack. Express is there on the backboard trying to get demolition or pressure with the ball. Dumbo will react well, but Jake is waiting there first. Dumbo actually sends it back down as a backwards pass to Express, and Torsos to the side. Chiefs hasn't made any big play just yet.
They haven't found those passes yet. They're not looking for each other. And then as soon as the demos come out, there is no person to pass to.
The pass is actually coming up for Dumbo, and now from the corner, he'll pick up the boost as well, starving Chiefs out a little bit. This one's in front of net, and Express is there. The save was by 2 members of the Chiefs. Now Torsos wants to run away with the ball. It's so wide, and that should have been a free goal.
That was all of his boost. He should have been able to get that in, but it wasn't quite there for the Chiefs. And this is sort of the small problems that are plaguing them as it turns right back around with Express scoring the goal.
Darksided bringing it all the way back down the other side of the field, and things are not looking good. But for Darksided, they could not be happier with the way this game 2 has just started.
This is so reminiscent of the Chiefs in that first series against Love Decks where they weren't playing their best. But it's also because Darksided are putting them on the back foot in the first place.
The reaction right now from Darksided is quite exquisite, bringing the ball all the way back up. Shady with the angle again. Jake narrowly saving that, but the demolition onto Torsos and aggression being matched with more aggression from Darksided. A good reaction, in fact, from Drippe as it'll hit that wall. Now the shot blocked away. Jake coming in. Torsos chooses not to go. He's now up for the ball. Looks like the Chiefs, they could be all out of sorts, even in game 2.
These demos have to be so frustrating. Darksided just continually sending barrage after barrage of big bumps towards the Chief members.
Working out so well. 2 minutes left remaining. Still that one goal. The demolition again. Express has the shot. A quick save by Jake, but even Dumbo comes up. Now that everyone's committed, Jake walks up with Drippe, who gets demoed. And from that corner, Torsos doesn't get full ball control.
Normally you see these demos as an offensive way of opening up the net, but right now we're seeing Darksided use it to control the midfield and to control the defensive half much more and just break down the Chiefs' rotation.
They're able to control the positioning, and right now you can see that sometimes they feel all out of sorts. The passing play, finally, they're getting some aerial gliding. 1 minute 30 left. Chiefs are in front of net, and Darksided managing to hold out 1 and 2 shots.
That's desperation from Jake there. That shot is a sign that he is looking to just finish off this goal, and he really is desperate because normally he'd go for that pass.
Legacy sitting on the edge of their seats because the 3-0 could be coming in, but Torsos with the shot hits the crossbar, bounces down, and very unconditional of the Chiefs as a third opportunity now blocked again.
So many shots on net, and this has got to be the most frustrating game of their existence for the Chiefs, and it's just getting to them over and over again.
They want the 7-0 in league play. They've been so convincing. But right now, they're not proving it. The Chiefs go all the way cross field. Dumbo to block. Jake back up for the ball again. Something's got to give for the Chiefs with 30 seconds and a 1-0 disadvantage.
And Jake going for those bumps, trying to open up the net. Right now, they've got 30 seconds to score, and it looks like it's so difficult against so many defenders from Darksided.
3 members just sitting in net. They do not want to give up this advantage. Drippe blocked again.
Another big save.
A good read from Darksided. In fact, this one is going to be the final, if anything. Torsos will not do anything with the ball. Jake comes in hot.
No boost on Darksided.
Drippe! Big moment for the Chiefs.
That was so much pressure. There was a full minute of attack there from the Chiefs, and it finally gave away as you see Dumbo using his 6th boost that he had left just to try and make the save.
Finally pays off for the Chiefs. Darksided held out long enough. But now with 12 seconds, overtime is our specialty here today. But however, Shady coming back up. And Express coming in strong. Chiefs, be careful. 4 seconds left remaining this ball. They probably want it to hit the ground as Darksided. It's now going into overtime for game 2.
We saw 1 entire minute of what the Chiefs are capable of, and now they're in an overtime. The most experienced team, the most brilliant team under pressure here in the OCE region, but they have to close this out.
The world's longest standing Rocket League roster now under fire. A good save away by Torsos. Drippe from the side as well, but Darksided, they're coming up, they're playing the aggression, and it looks like for the Chiefs, they're trying to match it. 23 seconds in. Remember that for Darksided, they need a 3-0. They want it against Legacy. They get the second seed, and life becomes a lot easier for them. Chiefs around the midfield. Darksided looks like they're playing defensively. Now with a big clear onto that backboard. Who's coming in for the shot? Express and Darksided. They've clinched game 2.
They are on match point. Who would have guessed that Chiefs could be in this position, but Express got the perfect backboard. Jake was not ready and in position to defend it. And Express, of course, he's going to finish those off.
At 39 seconds into overtime, you don't even need to see the scoreboard. Game 2 for Darksided, now in the lead. Well, now further in the lead. Match point against the Chiefs. Legacy might be going, we might lose the second seed.
They're one step away. The one consolation that they have is that they just saw that the Chiefs were able to pick themselves up and find some great pressure, find a lot of great shots. But Darksided are just winning off their defense. They had, I think, 6 saves throughout that entire game.
But you count the Chiefs out. If Darksided sit back and say, look, we've got them on the run, that's when the Chiefs suddenly, they start coming back. This has been seen against Love Decks. Chiefs have clawed their way back before.
They have, but they've also right now been proven that they can bleed. As Darksided has finally might become the God Killers here and take down the Chiefs. And if they take them down 3-0, that is a true sign that Darksided can make it to RLCS.
And Express can return. After this long wait, Darksided have come into this week so damn strong.
Express can return, and Dumbo, after being in 2 Game 7 overtimes to make it, could also have his first chance to go.
Let's not forget, Shady wants to join them. Darksided Now's their chance. Match point against the Chiefs in Game 3.
If Chiefs can clean up, just get a few extra little touches, that should be all it takes to turn this around. But it's going to really stick in this first half minute.
For Darksided now, through the center, Express as the first shot. Shady back up for the ball. They don't want it to get past midfield. Dumbo comes in and the challengers are coming out left, right, and center from Darksided. Chiefs get the big clear. Hanging around the side is Jake, and waiting patiently. Drippe will send it up, pop it up, and Shady meets with it. Jake around the side, 30 seconds to pass, but Chiefs are clawing at the ball. Stealing away the boost is Jake. He pops up himself. It goes over the top.
They're constantly looking to get on attack, and that's what's causing the issues, because big clears coming out from Darksided puts them so hard on the back foot.
Chiefs on the defense, but the ball rolls away. Darksided now have to be careful. Drippe goes up for the ball. Second touch is actually crucial here as it enables Jake to come in nice and slowly. Torso slips with the ball. Drippe sends it to the other side and starting to pace up. Now for the Chiefs, crucial moment. Darksided gets the second seed. Things could be deadly. Things could be so dangerous. Darksided now 2 up. It's still not the first goal. Demolition onto Express from Jake, and the aggression continues to build.
Torpedo in the midfield is Jake, as he's trying to just disrupt this Darksided team and prevent them from building up pressure.
A light touch from Drippe was intended for Torsos, but Shady sends it back. Jake now upfield. All the way back over to Drippe. The ball stolen again. Express sending it for Dumbo. Darksided get the demolition in front of net. Torsos with not a strong enough touch. Shady bringing it back again. And the pass back will only work to serve Jake.
You see as they commit, Darksided looked for that big demo in that front half, but they left Shady all the way back in case something went wrong.
Great setup from Drippe.
Oh.
Jake dunks it down. The Chiefs in the lead.
Jake, he has been a monster in attack this season, and he's showing why. Look at this quick backboard play. They had to defend the shot. He went high, and he followed it up himself.
The Chiefs starting to breach the Darksided defense. This means wonders for the game and potentially for the series. You get through Darksided and the Chiefs will start their run.
One goal is not enough. We know that Darksided can turn this around on a dime.
But for the Chiefs, they're on the defense. 3 minutes left remaining. Shady trying to get the ball through.
Oh,
Jake gets it all the way down. The save. Is it enough? Who's the finisher? It was Torsos, but Darksided again managed to hold on.
Just enough, just getting back in time. And that's been the Darksided way to clutch out the defense time and time again.
Now the pass over to Torsos, angled a little bit indirectly. Unfortunate, but Drippe back in again.
Torsos really had to find that angle because the defense has been so good by the Darksided finding that one place that they can shoot. He's looking to get more creative with those angles.
Look at the possession, more so going over to the Chiefs this time. I feel like the defense is a clear and then responded by the Chiefs with the passing play. Torsos walks upfield and maybe Dumbo says that's wrong. Over to Shady. Drippe on the defense, Jake and Torsos all waiting in front of net. Being a little bit more defensive, Express is one to pop up. Chiefs have 2 minutes to hold on. And Darksided still haven't conceded their pressure that they've been showing all 3 games.
Good backup by Darksided as well. They're getting through on 50-50s and also following them up, trusting those 50-50s are going to go in their favor.
Dumbo with a good bouncer over to Express. Torsos and Jake back. Drippe now joins. Shady there, the pass for Express onto the backboard. But no one follows it up. Jake now the pass back over to Torsos.
Such a clever play.
Walking forward as well as expected from the Chiefs. Express comes up, but someone's in the corner. Jake, the final member. They'll win it out, but this could be okay for Express if he can get it past. He does not. And now for Jake, for the Chiefs. They're right in front of net where they want to be. It will be denied as a clear again from Darksided.
They've given up on trying to just get pressure. Chiefs are looking for that one big pass play to score on the net.
1 minute left remaining. Jake leaving the ball over to Torsos. The clear again responded. Darksided managed to get it through. This is Dumbo. He gets it through a second time. He'll pick up boost on the way from the corner. Good setup for Darksided, but I believe it was blocked out by the Chiefs.
Darksided just so close in that opportunity because Dumbo, he comes from ones, he's got the best challenges in the game, and he wins every single time.
Drippe having a nice shot even without boost. Torsos, now that he does have exactly that, he'll be able to push through. 35 seconds remaining. Drippe with the center. It's not a convincing enough win for me. 1 goal separating the Titans from the growing Titans at this rate.
But it's 1 goal and it's 30 seconds for Darksided to get second place. This is their last chance This is essentially a game 5.
The pass forward. Shady comes in and tries to create a wrecking ball. Express off the wall. Second seed or third seed. We asked Darksided what it's going to be. 10 seconds remaining. That demolition onto Torsos doesn't change the fate for Darksided. The seeding being so important.
Chiefs
and now
are holding on.
The Chiefs in front of net. They just have to slam the ball down. And it looks like Darksided will try and keep it up. Shady for the dribble. Off the wall. Last moment now. The ramp now. Express. Torsos. Drippe. All together in a big, big clump. But for the Chiefs, this one needs to dunk down to keep themselves alive. Torsos will do it. And Darksided, they'll be the third seed confirmed with Chiefs picking up a game.
Oh, that end. Darksided. It felt like they were so close to scoring the goal. Chiefs were on the back foot. They had 30 seconds. They even held it up for an extra 15 seconds in that 0-second moment. And you could just see how much Darksided want it, how close they are fighting up against the Chiefs. And now we're putting another contender at the top of OCE, saying any one of these 4 teams can make to RLCS.
And now, in this series, I mean, Darksided still managed to hold it. 1-0 is a good start from the Chiefs, but it needs to be more. It needs to be more of the Chiefs-esque in league play, as we've been shown.
They haven't been able to get through that defense. That 1-0 is really indicative of how the match is going. It was 7 shots to 2 across that entire game. But that doesn't matter because Darksided were still maintaining enough pressure. They only need to get one big counterattack, and it can completely switch up the game.
2-1, the reverse sweep has started, but is it convincing enough for you at home? We seem to think that maybe Darksided, that one big counterattack, that's what we're going to look for. Darksided 2-1, and still on that match point, the Chiefs need to go further in Game 4.
This is a real grind fest for Darksided. Now they're here to try and prove that they should be going to RLCS, to prove that Chiefs can lose. Something that's so important not just for Darksided, but for all the teams trying to get to the World Championship.
For all the teams that eventually join the World Championship at this rate. Chiefs again, through the center, Torsos with the shot. This is good signs from the Chiefs. Dumbo will block it away, but Shady immediately, stolen by Torsos. She's starting to come online a little bit more. Jake bringing the ball forward, and we'll pass it over to Drippe, which gets reached to Express, but it's still a win out. Dumbo passing the ball forward. Demolition onto Drippe. That means he can't rotate back. The pass for Dumbo. Shady's here. Patience is the game, but a save out and a pinch out will keep Chiefs alive.
Drippe returning just in time, and the difference between this game for the Chiefs and the last is, even though they're still trusting each other, they're managing to hit every single ball where they want to. At Dumbo, the big clear out of net, but it's not enough.
Demolition's really expressed his name of the game this time around. And in front of net, another one from Shady. Seeing the brutal gore, normally from the Chiefs, now from Darksided.
They're the highest demoing team in Oceania, and that's just drained every single one of Chiefs' resources as this one gets sunk in for free.
Express in front. And that one's a good explanation of how Darksided have been playing 1-0 to start things off.
I think there's going to be more demos in these last 2 series for Darksided than any team across the entire season so far.
I think especially even if you're comparing it to today, you'd say this has already got probably triple the amount of demolition so far today. Pass up for the Chiefs. Torsos, you think he's going to pass it, but he went for the solo instead.
He almost got it. He just needed to push it down a little bit further. He's so good at those air dribbles, but it got turned right around, and the Shady did not get that opportunity.
We said we're going to watch for that counterattack, and there, lo and behold, it is right in front of us. 1-0 still for Darksided. A couple of big plays from both teams. Torsos now stealing the ball away. No one in this corner. It's just Dumbo and Express, and it's left for Express with a pinch down this right wall, but Express with the center. Shady a little bit wide.
Brilliant pass, and they're backing each other so well once again. Darksided taking control of game number 4.
Now still on this side of the field. That 1-0 stands, and that's what's most prominent. Torsos dribbling the ball down off the wall. It's stolen away. Darksided managed to hold on, and this is not week 4, week 3 for the Chiefs. Or maybe it is. That's what we want to see.
Set up by Torsos with that air dribble. He took 2 people out, forced Darksided into the attack, and Jake is always hitting those passes. He's the best passer, in my opinion, in OCE.
Torsos and Drippe Some of the best shooters in OCE. Some of the best rivals for Darksider right now. 1-1, 2 minutes 30 remaining. Chiefs have caught up.
Normally the reason that Chiefs win is because they're all so good at all areas of the pitch, but Darksider are showing that they can match them individually.
Jake goes for the small bump. Leaves it. Torsos again from the wall. That'll be a center. Over to Drippe. The Chiefs coming online. Getting closer and closer. The defense holds out and the plays are getting a little bit more riskier. Torsos goes up for the ball. It's over to Dumbo. Jake and Drippe leave it and Torsos will run into him. Actually steals away the boost, so that should be Shady, I believe, who won't be able to get to the ball so fast. Jake, 2 minutes left remaining. He plays around this corner, steals the boost away. He's going to go for the demo, and I believe it was blocked away, but it doesn't matter. The deception is there.
Torsos, he has found his stride. He's hitting this backboard and gets the shot himself past both defenders. No way was Dumbo going to read that. No way could he see Torsos from behind the other defender.
No way of Darksider expected after that 2-0 start for Chiefs to be putting on such a performance like this. 1 minute 50 remaining, the Chiefs are up a goal. And now for Darksider, they're trying to respond in kind. Time is ticking. Torsos now off the roof. He'll find the second touch for Drippe. Now for Jake. The Chiefs, they're back, baby.
They're three, man, and I think you have to, again, look at Torsos in this play. And when I say that individually Darksider can keep up, Torsos says absolutely not.
The distinguishing factor from the Chiefs is when they're on, you can see it plain and simple on your screen.
And they have to go back. Darksider need to go back to finding those demos and turning it into a 3v2.
Getting them into disarray. The Chiefs now 130 with a 2-goal lead. Jake walking up the field, and the Chiefs have definitely proven to us that they're back. Drippe trying to steal the ball away. Torsos will go to the other side, pick up the boost now for the center. Good pass, but Trippe's too far forward. Jake will go up for the ball, and Dumbo a little bit to the left. Torsos running up as well. The Chiefs right now, they'll be happy with this. This comes out of the corner, and for Drippe, no, stolen away. Express gets it past. Will now pinch it to a slow halt for Torsos defense.
Smart play as well. They know the defensive rotations. That is the advantage of being the longest standing roster, is that Chiefs understand exactly what each other are going to be doing in defense.
Slight demolition from Jake will mean the aggression gets halted immediately from Darksider. Torsos, he's taking the ball himself and he's getting creative with it as usual. And this is when the Chiefs are at their most comfortable. Jake again off the wall. Torsos off the backboard. Drippe won't come in. They don't need to. They're playing with time and they're playing so well with it.
That shows how much they want to win this series. They're not going to overcommit. Even though they could have gotten the goal, they don't want to let Darksider have the opportunity to break their undefeated campaign.
That was such a dangerous pass, and I think that was Shady who popped it to the other side. Unfortunate for Darksider, but this game will indefinitely go over to the Chiefs. Now 2-2, the advantage lost for Darksider, and we go to a Game 5 between old rivalries and new tricks.
Could we have the reverse sweep? Is this Darksider's best ever performance against the Chiefs? We have to remember the Chiefs were the team that were consistently beating Darksider. They were the rocks to Darksider's scissors.
Yes.
Try and say that quickly.
Yeah, no. Well, for someone like Express, we know there's a grudge. We know that the Chiefs, there might be a little bit, that rivalry still exists within the two teams, and it's taken this long, up to League Play 5, for them to finally verse.
We're not seeing Drippe playing as confident as he normally is as well. That's when he's big. He gets so many goals. He was the top goal scorer throughout the season, and he might be in contention with some of the other players, like Sirix coming up today.
Yeah.
He's not doing well, but that's when you always see Jake and Torsos come into fruition, because you've got three members that can all do that role.
I guess that'll be the game changer in Game 5. If Drippe gets up to form, if Drippe joins Jake and Torsos,
then they're undefeatable.
Chiefs.
They're undefeatable. They are. That is the reason they're at the top. We've seen it throughout the season. No, we saw it in even against the Love Decks. The first two games of the season, he was so uncomfortable, he wasn't willing to go up, and as soon as he did, he scored 6 goals.
And as soon as they did, the Chiefs stopped losing games. They have now dropped, 5 games in total. 2 to Darksider, and Darksider want to make that around 6, although they will not grasp onto the second seed. To beat the Chiefs, That'd be a totally different story.
That is their proving ground to get to the Chiefs, but it's also a proving ground for Chiefs to say we are undefeatable in the region.
So now into Game 5, the Chiefs have clawed their way back from a 2-0 deficit, and this is their moment to shine. The Chiefs getting bumped mid-air, Drippe going for the solo play. The confidence, what we want to see. The pass from Drippe, and the Chiefs will get blocked out.
Just a little bit too far forward. Darkseid are always looking for that pass. They know Chiefs like the infield, so they're going to cover that option.
Dumbo comes up for the ball. Express is rotating back. Now watch the Chiefs because they're playing on the right wing. Stolen again. Drippe the one, the confidence, the boost. How do we see it going? Drippe off the side will now lose out to Dumbo. The pass from Shady. Darkseid to get the first.
That was just amazing. What a shot coming out. Dumbo finding that angle in. There's a reason he's got so many assists. With Shady just sniping the top of the net.
A good start from Darkseid, and let's see if they can maintain it in Game 5. Something that the Chiefs have been known to really dominate. A Game 5 against the Chiefs is scary. Jake now off the side. A team that can handle the pressure. Drippe, oh, it's gone over the top. Torsos will need to recover this one, and does. But from the corner, Darkseid have all pushed up now. And as Dumbo comes in, boot first. It's a scary thought. Express from the corner, going to have to wait for Drippe. It's center, but Torsos clears it upfield. It's about Drippe here. He comes around the side, angled in nicely, but defended well by Express.
This is a situation that Darkseid really love. Being ahead, parking the bus on that lead, and not letting Chiefs get an attack.
Drippe goes up for the ball. It's a light response from Darkseid. Drippe now the one to react onto the ball. Dumbo, an easy save, but Jake is back in with the cross over to Torsos. The corner, the read is so good off this backboard. Darkseid just lucky to be alive after that.
And touch after touch against the backboard, against the sidewall, against that corner is forcing Darkseid into difficult positions where they can't get this clear.
They want them out of the net, so the Chiefs are going to continue to get these plays off. The pass again. Drippe angles that one to the minute degree.
That was inevitable. Drippe rolling that in because Chiefs had just put on a display of attacks.
1-1. The Chiefs can never be counted out, and if Darkseid had let up for one moment, they will fall.
We spoke at the beginning of the season about how close league play was, and maybe there weren't as many teams as we expected, but these top 4 teams are closer than ever.
Who will be going to RLCS? Who will make the climb? The road has only just begun. We've got our top 6. And this could be an insight as to who goes and who stays. Drippe now off the backboard. For Torsos, he has to be careful because Dumbo comes in. But a big clear. Now Express needs to get back in time. There's not enough pace on the ball. So around the corner, the Chiefs will have to recover.
Incredible recovery from Drippe as well. There was no way I thought he was going to hit that off the backboard.
In front of net still, a light pop-up from Darkseid. They keep it safe, but the Chiefs, they want to get the reverse sweep, and what a feat it would be. On the top, hits the crossbar, and it goes in. The Chiefs are in the lead.
And firing on all cylinders, hitting their mark over and over again. Torsos has found his stride because he was missing the shots earlier in the series.
The Chiefs up by a goal. They were down by 2 games. And you wouldn't think, looking at this 5th game, they managed to hold on. They've breached the defense. Now, what can Darkseid do in response? Shady will go over the ball, and Jake waits patiently for a good cause. As Express comes off Dumbo as well. But this rebound should be good for Drippe if he can get there. The dribble in. He gets it past Shady. He gets a demo on the way. The Chiefs.
Drippe, that individual dribble. It doesn't matter how good your backboard defense is if you get it past Shady and blow him up on the way.
The individual skill, and remember what happens in Game 5.
This could be a reverse sweep.
The confidence from Drippe is there, and it feels like the Chiefs have managed to claw their way back fully, completely, and confidently. Jake in front of net doesn't even care. This one will drop for Darkseid, but the defense from the Chiefs holding out. Shady comes in off the corner with 2 minutes left remaining. It looks like the Chiefs managed to control the pace of this game now. 1 minute 55, Darkseid are getting some demos on the board, but what does it mean?
Right now, it means that Chiefs are proving that they are undefeatable in OCE. They're looking at the World Championship. They want to see NRG and go for that victory again.
A flawless 7-0 run for NRG. Will it be the same for the Chiefs? Only time can tell. The shot there, that one's opened. Darksided aren't giving up just yet.
They've brought it back. One goal is all it needs, and they have shown that they can play under pressure.
For Darksided now, it's about how they approach this next goal. How do they get through the Chiefs? The intercepts working out well, but the Chiefs have been applying some pressure of their own.
There's so much pressure right now, but Chiefs have been about those shots after shots after shots, where the Darksided is about solid rotations and good demos, but not as many as they used to have.
So 1 minute 20, go back to the style Darksided. Let's see what happens. Combo down from the corner. Around the wall, the ball will rotate 115. Trying to drop down. This is a good pass for Darksided. Hits that crossbar. The finish is there.
Oh.
Only just Drippe, you madman.
He just found the angle. He was almost falling into that save, and the last ditch flip to keep that out with 1 minute remaining.
There's still plenty of time for Darksided. They just have to construct the plan. The demolitions haven't come out just yet, but Dumbo sends it upfield. A good response from Jake, but Chiefs look like they could be struggling. However, the pass onto Torsos. Drippe comes up as well. This will still work out for the Chiefs, though, because this one's there. Drippe with the angle again.
That was halfway in, and Shady still gets behind it. They want this win. They want to find this goal, but they only have 30 seconds remaining.
A good save from Darksided. They've kept it up this long, and why couldn't they get the counter-attack next? 30 seconds has just ticked over. Express narrowly getting that one out as well. Drippe and Torsos wait around this wing, but the pass from Dumbo. Darksided walking up the field. Shady there as well. One last effort. The Chiefs almost breaking through. 10 seconds remaining though, Yummy. And this is it for Darksided. If they can't get this play, it's all over.
Jake pounces to shut it all down, and now this is the last one. Torsos as well, getting in the mix, and Chiefs might have just completed their undefeated run.
The reverse sweep comes through, down 2 games, and Darksided wanted second seed. Not only was that neglected by the Chiefs, they come back and they are flawless, undefeated in league play.
This goes to show, even when the Chiefs don't have anything to play for, they are still going to play their best. They're still going to prove they're the best, and now they are 7-0.
What a showing. The comeback as well. Dangling the carrot in front of Darkseid and just stealing it away.
I think that's what they did on purpose, right?
Yeah, lull them into a false sense of security before strike.
But how do we get to that point where Darksided simply were in charge of the series and the Chiefs pivoted the other way?
I think a large part of it is Darksided. The Chiefs weren't exactly on their A game, and Darksided was. When they hit the gates, they hit it running, and then when Torsos started to switch on and gain his confidence back, the game started to flip very quickly.
It's a lot about trust for the Chiefs, and they were trusting each other too much at the start. So as soon as a miss came through, all 3 of the members were like, I'm going for this pass, and then it was going behind them. That was a big problem, as well as all those demos coming through.
And you can see that in the way the game went. When, at the beginning of the game, when the Chiefs fell behind, they actually had more shots, although they were losing. And that is because the situations when they actually did concede the pressure, it immediately led to the goals.
With the trust falling at one point, then regaining in the other moment. For Darksided, this is still a good sign. And I think for the Chiefs, I don't think they'll be happy knowing their playstyle with how it went.
They definitely won't be happy with the start of that series. They're not the kind of team that will be satisfied with anything but a 3-0. But even when they're 3-0, they're like, oh, we screwed up. Sorry.
Yeah, we're the worst.
Yeah.
But that's natural. They're looking at the improvement now, 7-0. The Chiefs have had a great league play and are walking forward in first seed into the OCE Championship.
I think a big thing that I learned from that game is how important it is to keep a roster for a long time. Because when you have that huge loss of trust and you're 2 games down, that's not the time you're like, you know what, we have to start being more chill with each other. That's normally when everything starts to crumble. And when you have a history of knowing that your teammates can step up and can fix the holes in their game, you can actually get to that point.
But it's such an intense series, gents. We need to look at the contender for the Omen by HP MVP at the end of the day. And who would you put forward in an all 5-game series?
I think I'm going to put Torsos. I think the fact he turned on in Game 3 was pivotal in deciding the success of Chiefs.
I agree.
Okay, so we'll go for Torsos then. If you want to become like Torsos, go to threadesports.com. You can, of course, sign up now to our open qualifiers beginning next Wednesday for the OCE, the Rocket League Community Cup, I beg your pardon. Just making sure you know it's OCE. We're going to go to a 5-minute break, and when we return, the last series of the day, gentlemen, Retirement Home, Jam Gaming. This is pivotal as well. Yes. We'll see you in 5 minutes.
Pivotal.